That is Rob Font taking on No Love Cody Garbrandt. I said that wrong. Cody No Love Garbrandt. Rob Font comes into this fight 6-2 in his last 8. He's 18-4 as a pro. He's now won 3 straight. Looked great in his last few fights. Cody Garbrandt comes into this fight, 12-3 as a professional, but he is 1-3 in his last 4. He's coming off that much needed knockout win over a Sun Tzu in his last one. Who do you have on this one and why?
I'm going to go Rob Font. I'm going to tell you right up front. I think his last 3 wins are extremely impressive. He beat Sergio Pettis back in 2018. Now he's only competed once in 2018, once in 2019, once in 2020, but somehow it seems to be working for him.
Yeah.
Sergio Pettis knew a new Bellator champion. In 2019, he dominated Ricky Simone, and I really believe that Ricky Simone has an opportunity to be a champion at 135 pounds.
Yeah,
so these, Pettis and Simone, these are people that Ricky Simon, these wins are getting more impressive. And then his last performance in his last fight in December 19th against Marlon Moraes. The only thing that gives me pause about that is what Marlon Moraes. He seems very out of it, taking a lot of losses. He doesn't seem like the same fighter, that the dynamic, dangerous fighter that we got accustomed for a long time. But Rob Font, so quick. At 135 pounds to have 8 knockouts, he's a finisher. He's got 4 submissions on that and on that win record as well. He's never been knocked out, which of course is Cody's usually main way for the victory.
Yep.
Cody Garbrandt, like you said, he had 3 knockout losses in a row. Those 2 to Dillashaw, the 1 to Pedro Munoz, but then bouncing back against a Sun Tzu. A Sun Tzu, though, past his prime, a good fighter, tough fighter, someone that can always get a win, but I just think that Rob Font at this point in their career is going to be more technical. He's going to hit Cody. Is Cody going to be drawn into a battle? Cody obviously has pretty devastating power at 135 pounds, so he's always in there and dangerous. I like Cody Garbrandt. I want him to win this fight. I'm not ready to give up on his career, but will Cody, see red and get into a brawl? Because Rob Font is going to touch him up. There's just no way around it.
And Sun Tzu didn't do that. Right.
And Rob Font is, and you saw how he took on Marlon Moraes, who is also a devastating knockout artist at that weight. I think Rob Font just has all this momentum right now, and he has no weaknesses in the game. I think that he is a top 5 fighter at that weight class, and I think that this fight will really catapult him there. And it's hard because Cody's still young, and I'm not ready to give up on his chances at that weight. But how does he win? Like I said, Rob Font's never been knocked out. So
he's got a chin on him.
So unless Cody can do something that 22 other people haven't been able to do, he's losing this fight. Cody's not winning this in decision. He has to knock him out. I'm gonna go Rob Font, and I'm gonna go decision.
All right. Very, very fair assessment there. And I'm actually going with the opposite. I like Cody here. He's incredibly quick. He's got that one punch knockout power, as you mentioned. 10 of his 12 knockouts have come, or 10 of his 12 wins have come by knockout. But following that impressive dismantling of Dominic Cruz, we saw him kind of fall into this pattern of really letting his emotions get the best of him and just getting into brawls with fighters. He did that twice against Dillashaw, and then he also did it with Pedro Munoz. And Pedro Munoz, who, he's a tough fighter, he's very good, but Pedro Munoz was a guy that I thought for sure Cody Garbrandt should beat.
Yes.
And then he fell into that pattern and just, like I said, just started throwing with him. But when he's not doing that, and we saw that in his last fight against a Sun Tzu, when he's not doing that, he is incredibly sharp, he's crisp, and in that last fight, he's very patient, he looked good. And you're right, Sun Tzu is not the level of fighter that Rob Font is. Rob Font is a superb boxer. He just incredible on the feet, very sharp. He's got the knockout power, as you mentioned. He struggled in the past with wrestlers, but Garbrandt's not gonna wrestle.
Not that he doesn't have those skills necessarily, but he's just not gonna ever try to. It's going to be a boxing match.
Which is weird because he was a state champ in high school.
I know.
So you would think he would utilize that. But
it's going to be a boxing match.
But yeah. So despite Font having I think he has...
Cody, it's frustrating because how he looked against Dominic Cruz, he wasn't loading up. He was incredibly...
That's the thing.
He was incredibly slick, and he out-slicked Dominic Cruz. Who does that? He was always hitting, never to be hit. He has those skills. That's obviously in his body.
Yeah.
to possess that type of ability, but now he seems like he's even that knockout against Sun Tzu, he's loading up on everything now, and you can't do that against Rob Font. If he fights that same way, Rob Font will beat him. If he tries to come back and fight, the old Cody is able to fight more like he fought Dominic Cruz, where he's gonna, not 100% power and everything. He's gonna stick and move. He definitely has a chance to win this fight for sure. And maybe the knockout will come later. But if he starts loading up, I mean, Rob Font is just gonna take him apart.
Yeah, and I think that we did in that Assunção fight. Well, the final knockout shot was he loaded up and caught him. I think we did see hints of that old Cody Garbrandt. We saw hints of that old being patient. Some of what we saw in the fight against Dominic Cruz. Mm-hmm. So, man, I'm betting that Cody is that Cody in this fight. I don't know that while Rob Font incredible lately, I don't know that he's fought anyone with quite the combination of power and speed that Cody possesses. And then when he is on, like when he fought Dominic Cruz, I don't think he's fought anyone that is like that Cody. So I'm going to bet on Cody Garbrandt being that Cody Garbrandt. And I think that he actually wins a decision here. I think we see a similar one. And yeah, I'm going with Garbrandt.
I will tell you that if Cody Garbrandt, if Cody Garbrandt wins by decision, he will be the champion within 2 fights. Because that means he went back to what was able to get him the belt in the first place. Because if he's able to beat a guy like Rob Font in 25 minutes by decision, he's back. And you have a real problem at 135 pounds.
And Font, like I mentioned, has struggled with wrestlers. So you would wonder if he would. But yeah, I know. He's not going to change his style. But you never know. But no. It's going to be on the feet. I'm still, regardless, I'm going with Garbrandt. So I got Garbrandt decision. You got Font decision or finish?
Decision.
So we got opposite guys, same method. So we'll see what happens there.